All right, let's see. So this is a Flipper Zero with a little custom extension on it. This is called an ESP32, and then this device right here is an NRF24, which that does something completely different. So let's see.
Have y'all seen these chat?
You know, in most people's cars, they either have a button on their rear view. I'm sorry, on their what are those things called? The sun visors. They either have a button on their sun visor or they have a clicker. So I'll show you an example with a clicker. Got to get in the light real quick.
Wait, it can hack anything, chat, or not?
Right. So can you guys see me?
Yes.
All right. So right now I'm reading on 315 megahertz, which is what my garage door clicker is going to be on. So it's either going to be 315 or 433. They're the most common. And let me open it so maybe I get a little bit more light.
Can you pretty much hack anything with that?
Not anything. No, it's more of a proof of concept device. So this is just a regular LiftMaster Chamberlain. You know, basically the same thing.
A garage clicker, right?
Yeah, exactly. So now I'm gonna try hard to do this with one hand. But
Hold up, am I gonna enable anyone in my chat?
I'm reading right now, right? So when I click this button, I'm gonna click the button. You'll hear it. You see how it showed up there?
Yeah.
Now it showed up again.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna walk out because I'm gonna leave the clicker. I'll show you. It'd be a lot easier if I had somebody else here now thinking of it. But there's a clicker right there.
You left in your car. Okay. Wait, I can't see it. Damn, you got a Lambo. Okay.
So now this.
No way, bro. No way. Dude, that's actually really scary, bro.
Yeah, I'll open it back up again, close it again.
Wow. That is disgusting, bro.
Yep, so if you see here, the important part, if this focuses, is that this code changes every single time that I press the button. So that's considered a rolling code. So if you buy a flipper out of the box, sorry, I'm trying to get it to focus. If you buy a flipper out of the box, it's not going to have that functionality. You know, you have to put custom firmware or software on it to be able to pull that off. And I won't name that software for safety reasons. You know, I'll explain to you the difference between a rolling code and a static code. So a static code is what older garages and gates and all kinds of you know, radio devices we're using. So imagine a code just being 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
And that code would, you know, you would press the button on your remote control, that would hit the receiver, it would open the garage door. So that's how garages used to work. And some people that haven't updated their garages, that's how it still works. So in those cases, they're very easy to open. There's certain files out there that it's called a brute force attack, where you just hit a button and it opens their garage. You don't even need to capture them clicking their button, you know, their clicker. A rolling code means that every single time that you press that button, it goes up by, you know, in this simple example, it goes up by 1. So instead of it being 1, 2, 3, the next time you click it, it's expecting 1, 2, 4. And then the next time it's 1, 2, 5. And anything before that is already expired. So, you know, I did not create the firmware for this, but since I captured just a single press of that, which I didn't have to be in the car. I could have been standing in the driveway when someone was getting home from work. They press that button. I grabbed that, you know, I grabbed their
code thingy. Yeah.
Exactly. And then, you know, now I have access to their garage forever. The one part that makes it a little bit more difficult is every single time that I press that button, like I said, it goes up by, you know, to a different number, or it goes up by 1 in the simple example. You know, so now if I was to go back into the car and press the button, I'd have to probably press it 5 or 6 times to get it back in sync with what it was before I captured it, because my clicker is out of sync now with the door. Does that make sense?
Got it. Okay. Got it. So you can do garages. What else can you do with that thingy?
So, yeah, let's read my credit card out of my wallet. That's just the one thing I forgot to bring down. Luckily, I'm on my phone.
Chat, credit card hacking? You could hack someone's credit card with that thing?
you can get their credit card number, credit card type, and expiration dates, through their pocket. Yes. And I'll go back horizontal in a second. Just let me get my wallet. All right. So put that light on.
Yeezy's on. Okay.
Okay. So here's my wallet. Why is it not showing up? What?
Wait, maybe don't leak your credit card unless you want to.
No, I'm gonna hide it with my finger.
Okay.
Just this weird, like I'm literally pointing it at the. Here we go. So. All right. So
Wait a minute. Whoa. So your credit card is in there, and you put that device on there, and it's gonna basically scan your credit card, and you're gonna have all the info will be on that thingy.
Oh yeah. So I can actually save that information to the device. So then if you had a way to
Wow.
do something with that credit card data later, obviously I'm trying to show it to you without leaking my credit card number.
Yeah.
Here we go. Come on. Why is Discord bugging out? Here we go.
Let me see. Let me turn my head. Oh my God! It is leaking some of it. Oh my God!
Yeah, well,
Oh.
the whole number's there. I'm just blocking it.
The final. Yeah, you're blocking some of it. Wow, bro.
All right, let me flip this back over. Okay.
So what's the radius you have to be in order to scan someone's credit card?
With this device, you have to be, pretty close to the person, because it's, like I said, it's a proof of concept device. So even though it seems like, yeah, it's doing a ton of stuff, it's a low powered device. So it's not going to do things from super far away unless this antenna that on top of it with the device, with the two different devices, makes it go a little further than it would normally go. But, with a credit card, you'd have to kind of be right on the person. With like a device that's more powerful, which I'll give you one example. It's called a Proxmark. You could do it from some distance away, and that goes the same for let's say RFID. So I don't know, how at your building how you access your your doors or your pool or whatever in your community.
A fob scanner, right?
Exactly. So that's either going to be NFC or RFID. They're two different frequencies. Let me switch back. So NFC and RFID are, they're passive, meaning that the device that holds I'll show you what a fob looks like for anyone that doesn't understand.
That's a fob, yes. It's like a key, and what it is, like chat, like you guys, it's like in hotel rooms. It's basically the same concept. There's a little thing right here, and you put your key, your fob key on it, and it opens the door.
Exactly. So with a
you guys know?
a flipper, you can just walk past the person and take that almost immediately, depending on the brand, and now I can emulate it, meaning like repeat it, and now I can open the same door as you can, and you won't even know that I got it.
Oh my God! So pretty much,
NFC, you got to be a little closer.
You could probably get any hotel, any building, if you wanted to. Keys around the entire place.
Yeah, depending on how you went about it. I mean, if let's say you walk down a hallway and you see a cleaning lady, her key is going to open at least the whole floor she's on. So.
Wow.
Yeah, and if it's RFID, there are some long-range RFID readers that I don't even have one, but they're not too expensive. They're like $30-$40 to make, and you can read them from a couple feet away. You can have it in your backpack, and that thing would just be grabbing RFID tags.
And does it tell you right away? Like it tells you like what's what or no?
So there's an ID. It's a UID in most cases that will identify that device. So that once you have that data saved on whatever you're reading it from, and then you emulate that same ID, it'll give you access to that door, because the door is only waiting for that ID to be.
I understand how it works, and the ID, yeah, and then it's there. I get you. And you have it, and you have it,
determine if
and you have it,
you're a key or not.
and you have it forever.
Yeah, you have it forever unless that person changes the key or for some reason the person that manages that door or that system removes that access.
Holy shit. Any other
So
questions,
that's
chat?
two different. I mean, that's a very very simple, high level view of what like of what you can do with sub gigahertz or radio with a flipper.
Yeah.
Um, and then there's like this for example is called a hack RF, and it's a modified version with something called a porta pack.
Looks like a mix amp from Astros.
Yeah, well, this is a really strong radio device that receives and transmits. So this is, the flipper is like a mini version of
Of
this with
that.
radio. This thing can, long distance.
So are any of these things illegal? Any of these devices?
So they're not illegal to own. So let's say I wanted to jam a frequency. Like I could have, if it was light outside, I'd show you because I just noticed how dark it was. That was hard to show the example of the garage door. But if it was light outside, I could show you it's called a roll jam attack. So I could generate a signal that is noisy, for example. So just imagine a bunch of noise in the room where you can't hear anybody because it's so loud. So when I go to unlock my car, since it's so loud in the frequency world, my car is not responding. But if I'm between the person that is what they call it jamming, if I'm in between those two, the car, the jammer, with a device, I can read that code. So now I have one of those rolling codes I was talking about that the car never received, and the key fob doesn't know it didn't hit the car. So I at least have one way to open your car from not only jamming it, but receiving you clicking the unlock button. So if let's say you click your unlock button twice, and then the second time it opens, but the first time it doesn't, somebody, not saying it's going to always happen to you, but somebody could have captured that first one, and you don't know if they have access to your car later. And to answer your question about illegal, it's not illegal to have it, but if you start jamming actually is illegal.
It's illegal.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my god, that's crazy.
that's that. And then this is called a land turtle, and most people it just looks like a little USB device, and you plug an Ethernet cord into it. So if I plug this into the back of your computer, let's say I did come by your house today, right? And I plugged this in the back of your desktop. I plugged in your Ethernet to the back of it, and then I went home. As soon as I got back to my house, I'd have a remote connection to this device, not your computer, but to this device, which I can then scan your internal network from at
What the
home.
fuck?
Yeah, because the first thing this thing is instructed to do is as soon as it gets power and gets internet, is to call back to me. And that doesn't give me access to your computer immediately, but it gives me access to try to gain access to your computer, for better words, from a remote location.
What the fuck,
And
dude?
this, which appears to just be
Get anyone's info, pretty much.
this, I'm sure this looks like just a flash drive to you and to most people. This is called a rubber ducky, and I could do this with the flipper as well, but I like this one because it really just looks like a flash drive.
Same concept that you plug into a computer.
Yeah, you
And
plug this into a computer and it can type, at superhuman speed. So before you know it, it already executed a command. And the reason why that happens is because the computer believes that it's an HID, which is it believes you are plugging a keyboard in, not a USB drive. So it then types which they call the payload. It types the payload in at a ridiculous amount of words per second, and you can do whatever you want. You can dump passwords. You can get, or it's called a remote access Trojan, meaning like access to the computer without you knowing it, with more access than you in most cases. Destroy a computer. There's many things you could do with just this device. So if you ever see a USB drive just sitting on the ground, don't plug it in your computer.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And this one I just made for fun, which I showed before. It looks just like a little packet of mints, but
What?
inside of here is a device that can be powered, obviously, and it will scan the Wi-Fi networks. And one good example of this is, let's say I'm out front of your house, and you have Ring cameras, because everybody knows what a Ring doorbell is.
Oh no.
I would scan the network. I'd see, okay, this one is most likely this house, or this is a group of houses, and you can do this thing called a de-authentication attack. So you select all the networks that you're receiving, which are going to be the houses around you. You send that de-authentication packet out to all of the devices which then disconnects all of their cameras from the internet. And the crazy thing is, with the older Ring cameras, and I believe most of the new ones, they don't have a thing called local storage. So even when they lose internet connection, they don't store video. So if let's say that's not the only purpose for this, but that's one harmful purpose of de-authenticating.
So pretty much with that, can you raise it up one more time? So pretty much with that device, can you show it, like the inside of it? I want to see that one more time.
Yeah, for sure.
With that device that looks like a pack of mints, you could pretty much disable Ring cameras from homes.
Yep. Yeah, you can disable most Wi-Fi devices with it. Yeah, without jamming. So you're not actually jamming like I was just talking about. It's a different type of attack.
No, that's insane. You can also do things like to indicate car signals. Like, for example, I think I saw on the podcast you said that you can pretty much, with some of these devices, you could pretty much signal the car having like low tire pressure, which forces people to pull over, and then if it's a predator or a bad person, they can attack.
Exactly. So I did not bring that up on the podcast, but I was told by a guy, Serho with ALSEC. He's a security community, awesome community that helps beginners, and there's some professionals there too. He taught me a little bit about TikTok, so I was just trying to think, what can I post on there? I'm kind of new to it, and I was like, well, I'm driving right now. Let me see if the cars around me, if I could read their tire pressures. So I read their tire pressures, and I thought, well, if I transmit, which there's plenty of ways to do this, I could transmit to your tire, say, hey, you have 5 psi in a tire, which is going to make most people pull over. If the person, like as you said, is a predatory or a dangerous person, whatever their reason is for doing something like that to you, that's an easy way to get someone to pull over without drawing any attention to yourself.
That's insane, man.
Yeah,
wow.
it's scary, man. I mean, it's unlikely to happen, but it can happen. So that's why I said in the TikTok to just be cautious of your surroundings.
Have you is there any, I don't want to be federal, but I want to ask, like, FBI, did they ever hide stuff that you've seen? Or you don't want to answer that? Is that kind of like too federal to ask?
I haven't really done much of anything to do with it. They haven't really messed with me. So I've had situations in my childhood where, they've showed up at the house for stupid reasons and this and that, but I've never been charged with a cyber crime or anything like that. But no, I mean, the FBI really has no affiliation with me.
Why is SIM swapping and swatting? These are just minor things, obviously. Like, they're not minor, but they're minor because they're not crazy hard to do. Why are SIM swapping and swatting? Why are they not cracking down on that? I was getting swatted a lot, like every stream, and they would pull up on me, bro. There's videos online about it. The police leaked the body cam footage. Why are they, not really focused on kind of, patching that type of shit?
I mean, like I said, I can't really answer for the FBI, but I can tell you that I also was swatted. I was only swatted once, which is enough for me. But when I was a young kid with that same website I talked about, Digital Gangster, I became an administrator on that website, and it pissed this one kid off. He swatted me. It was very new in Pennsylvania, so nobody knew what it was. And there's a video on my personal Facebook page, which I don't think is publicly accessible, but if you want it, I can send it to you. The news actually did a report on it because they were explaining this new thing called swatting.
I see.
Yeah, because this was so long ago, nobody knew what swatting was. And I remember it was exactly 86 officers, bomb squads, snipers, and helicopters showed up at my grandmother's house. And, this guy called pretending to be me through something called an IP relay service, which is, for anyone that doesn't know what that is, it's for people that have that are hard of hearing. They can type to a person on the internet, and that person calls somebody and talks on your behalf. So they called the local police department claiming to be me through an IP relay service, said that I had bombs strapped to the windows, people tied up in chairs, and all this crazy stuff. And they came in and swatted me. So I'm lucky because it was so new that when I came out the door or my family was out there, that nobody got killed.
Oh my God.
Swatting is ridiculous and one of the worst things I believe you can do to somebody. And even in going back to what we started this conversation with, white hat, gray hat, and black hat hackers, we all do different things, but there's 3 rules. You don't mess with old people, you don't mess with children, and you don't swat people. They're the 3 unwritten rules that anyone with a moral compass follows. So
Gotcha.
I definitely don't agree with swatting at all.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that's That's some crazy fuck shit, bro. You know, that's some fuck shit for sure. You know, how do you protect yourself as someone who uses the internet a lot? Wait, no, actually, no. I saw that. Don't answer that yet. Well, I mean, you can answer that. How do you protect yourself on the internet? For people that use the internet on a daily basis.
The basics, I mean, the basics are use a long password. I'd recommend a password manager. Like that way you don't even know your own passwords. Enable two-factor authentication, and not just rely on text message or SMS verification because of what Aiden just said about SIM swapping. That's a very real thing, and sometimes it's not even technology. It's just paying off somebody at a store.
Can I ask you a question though? Oh wow! So they walk in the store and they're like, "Yo, here's this."
Yeah, or they know somebody. Yeah.
What is the safest what's the internet? What's the safest phone service to have to avoid SIM swapping?
I would if I had a preference, it'd be Verizon because they have all kinds of security measures in place before they give any information out, and they're pretty well versed on social engineering, is what it's called.
What phone company y'all use, chat? Okay. What else was I gonna say? Okay.
All one word.
I see.
I mean, I could show you something. I won't stream it, but if you wanna, if you have an old, like, don't send me anything new. Send me one of your old Gmail addresses or anything, Hotmail, and send me something you used in your past.
Okay, I'm gonna send you an old email I used to use. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna.
I won't say anything on the thing.
I'm gonna text you on Instagram.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'll just say it, man. You guys know my shit anyway. Fuck, an old email. Chat, what is leaked for you guys? What do y'all know? I'm gonna put my phone. I don't want you guys to think this is scripted. Don't say it out loud. Fuck it. All right, fine. I'll just text it. Fuck. You're right. It is stupid. Here.
Okay.
Here you go.
All right.
I'm gonna go check my garage. You probably have someone at my garage right now.
I'm having issues loading the page right now. Sorry.
Nah, you're good.
The demo gods always breaking something.
Okay, what about crypto? What's the safest way to store crypto? Hard wallets, right? Ledgers.
Yeah, hard wallets, absolutely. Ledger, Nanos, yep. That's I don't know. I'm not huge into crypto like I was when I was younger, but absolutely with hardware wallets, or even if you want to get extreme, just paper wallets completely offline.
Gotcha.
Let me see if I can. Yeah, it's not loading, but I'm trying, bro. Can always do it on.
Wait, they sell a flipper off of StockX?
Yeah, you can buy a flipper on. Anyone can buy one. But what I was saying is that anyone here can buy a flipper, but buying it isn't going to give you the functionality that I just demonstrated. You need custom software or firmware to do what I just did.
Oh, I understand.
Yep. This is all I'm getting, and I know there's more. So.
Okay. Can you hack stake to make me win like every time I gamble?
If you want to put me in prison, sure. Yeah, I'll delete that out of our chat.
Oh, you put it in the chat?
Yeah, I didn't want to send it on Instagram. But it's old data, but for some reason it's only showing one line.
What's that?
It's enough to identify you, and obviously if somebody wants to be a script kiddie, they can DDoS you, and you can get credentials from that. There's a lot that can be done with that.
Wait, am I gonna get booted or no?
I couldn't hear you.
Am I gonna get DDoSed?
No. I deleted it out of the chat.
I think I accidentally showed it though.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's a 2007 leak, so you don't gotta worry. 2017, I think it was.
Okay. Okay, thank God. Oh my God. Oh my
Yeah,
God. Oh
but
my
the
God.
username. So, if I was able to get my entire page to load, I don't know why it's not working, honestly. But in that case, that username may not be important. It may be important to you, but you would go down a different process. It's called open source intelligence, or short OSINT. If I take that username, I take that IP, I take that email, I try to identify as many accounts as possible associated with that. Then I try to identify you, the passwords associated with those accounts, and take it from there. So I'm sure you can put the rest of the pieces together, but sometimes it starts with just a username, sometimes it's just an email, sometimes it's just a phone number,
Yeah.
or sometimes it's just a face.
Gotcha. Damn. Alrighty. Chat, you guys got any more questions for my boy Ryan? My dog, man. We gotta go to dinner sometime, club and shit. Yes, sir. And you guys got
Yeah,
any?
man, I apologize for being all over the place. Like I said,